Medyo mahihirapan daw ang Barangay Ginebra, but we know pagka itong dalawang kupunan ang naglalaban, they step it up a couple of notches.
Totoo yan, at talagang nagbibigay na itong dalawang kupunan na ito dahil una-una sa lahat, ano? They are two of the more popular teams that we have in the PBA, at hindi lang yun. Alam natin itong Ginebra, habang tumatagal talagang medyo tumitibay pagka makuha nila yung rotation nila, no? In the absence of their key players.
Alright, first possession goes to Purefoods. Bo Belga manning the top of the key. Rich Alvarez looking inside, finds no one there. Topex Robinson. Labas kay Kirby Raimundo. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Rich Alvarez against J.J. Hildebrand. Air ball. Eric Mick for the rebound. Forward now to Hildebrand at the front court. Hildebrand against Rich Alvarez. That seems to be the matchup there. And they swing it around over to the low post. Ronald Tubid trying to attack, but hindi makapasok. Here's Paul Artadi with 3 on the clock. And the rebound taken away by James Yap para sa Purefoods TJ Giants.
You know, looking at the matchup, we can say that Purefoods at an advantage here at the start of the first quarter. Malalaki itong starting unit ni Coach Ryan Gregorio.
Kirby Raimundo is up against Willie Wilson, and Paul Artadi comes into the picture.
Well, probably si Paul Artadi will have his hands full this evening, mainly because he'll be coming from the weak side, trying to double team on the low post plays of guys like Kirby Raimundo, because very, very distinct advantage on the part of the height of Kirby Raimundo.
Speaking of Kirby Raimundo, he misses the three-point shot. Eric Mick with another rebound after J.J. Hildebrand in the front court. Met by Rich Alvarez and a pick there by Willie Wilson. Out to Paul Artadi. Ronald Tubid facing James Yap. And Eric Mick fires from the outside, right up from the right corner court area with the first 2 points of the game. 2-0 lead here by Barangay Ginebra.
You know, we were talking about Ginebra trying to step up on their fast break game. Baka mahirapan lang sila dun sa half-court set, and mainly because malalaki itong Purefoods.
That's right. Kaya kailangan tumira ni Eric Mick sa labas. And Montana, Bo Belga gets inside and buys himself a layup. Tabla kaagad tayo sa 2-all. Paul Artadi signaling the play para sa Gin Kings, and he's met by Topex Robinson. Getting inside, Ronald Tubid on the fly. Kirby for the rebound to Topex Robinson. Robinson in the front court. Robinson looking around. Hands it over to Kirby Raimundo. Lumalabas si Bo Belga. Belga against Menk and James Yap. Now backing up against Ronald Tubid. Yap turns around, fires. Wala. And the offensive board, Rich Alvarez masyado malakas. Last touch is called on Barangay Ginebra as Topex Robinson again involves himself in the rebound scramble. I don't know why, but he's always there.
Well, you know for a fact na ito si Topex Robinson, kahit saan makikita mo, no? Especially dun sa shaded area when he tries to steal the ball against his opponent.
Hindi ba kayo na mga matatangkad na insulti dyan sa ginagawa? James Yap from the outside, 3-point shot. PM Plus, ang inyong kakampi sa buhay.
Well, Ronald Tubid will have to match up well against James Yap. You know, James Yap, very versatile as a player. Pwedeng sa loob, pwedeng sa labas tumira.
Ito naman, si Paul Artadi nakakita ng opening sa loob. Nobody home for Purefoods. Pero lamang ang Giants at the moment by 1, courtesy of that 3-point shot by James Yap. It's a 5-4 count in the early going here in the first quarter. Hand off to Kirby Raimundo. There's a pick by Topex Robinson, and Eric Mick is on him. Let's see. Sabi sa'yo, walang respeto sa mga matatangkad dito eh. Kung ako sa'yo, kapay na protesta, Danny.
Alam mo ito si Topex Robinson, when he cut inside, pinosdehan niya si Eric Mick, pero hindi niya mabody up si Eric Mick, kaya medyo lumabas niya for that outside shot.
Sabi niya, ganito na lang kaya. And he was quite successful there. And as I said, parang naiinsulto yung mga malalaking tao dito ni Topex Robinson eh. Nakakatuwa naman. Dahil maliit din ako eh.
Pero you know, when you see guys, you know, as short as a Topex Robinson playing his heart out, going up against big guys, kahit paano nai-inspire yung mga ibang manlalaro eh. Diba? It takes a lot of heart to really play here in the PBA, especially against guys like Eric Mick.
Well, alam natin, Topex Robinson has had quite a number of fans, because of this. Great assist by Topex Robinson. Gusto niya pinag-uusapan siya. Nabigay niya yung pasa kay Bo Belga, who converts on a reverse layup. Belga now has 4 points in the game. And an incursion by Eric Beck is unproductive. And it's taken away by Bo Belga para sa Purefoods. They lead it by 5 at 9-4. Topex Robinson down low. The Kirby Raymundo nilabas kay Bo Belga. Agal mo na. Taga pinag-isipan niya na. Parang board of directors pa nag-desisyon din eh. Paul Arcadi too fast for his own good. But, ano tawag doon?
Looks like a deliberate foul. Yeah. Called against Bo Belga.
Yes, we saw the referee signal a flagrant foul at, well, it was a fast break play. You see J.J. Helterbrand here passing it off to Paul Artadi at the last moment, and hacking away is Bo Belga. Got him on the arm. Penalty 1 tinawag ng mga referees dun sa foul na yun. Refs, by the way, Peter Balao, Raymond Morillo, and Armando Guevara.
So Paul Artadi will take some free throws. Ed, maaari rin na sumama yung loob ni Bo Belga dun sa set shot niya, no? Because he was wide open, could have taken a step forward lang sa 15-foot line.
All right, let's hear from Patricia Bermudez. He's on Purefoods' keys to winning. Pat?
For Coach Ryan, they know that the key to win this ball game is to take out the second best scorer in the league right now, J.J. Helterbrand. You make him work hard for his shots, they increase their chances of winning that way. They also want to watch out for Ginebra's fast break plays right here because they know that is how they can get the crowd involved. So make a play half court and silence the crowd. In the locker room earlier, Coach Ryan actually listed down the team standings. He drove the point that they were once in 10th spot, which is dead last in our league. But with this win, they can get to solo third. That's how big this game is. Back to you guys.
Well, it's always big when Purefoods and Ginebra face each other, but all things considered, talaga namang napaka-importante, dahil at this juncture of the tournament, napaliwanag nga ni Patricia Hizon na kailangan nila makuha itong panalong ito. And besides, it's a big morale booster para sa kanilang pupunan.
When you're winning 4 out of the last 5 games, talagang ayaw mo maputol yung momentum, especially dito sa second round. Para kay Coach Jongy Chico naman, he has lost 6 out of the last 7 games for Ginebra. What he just wants to do is just not think about too much ahead, but just konti-konti, manalo ng 1 game at a time.
Oh, well, yeah, that's what they all want to do, and that's what they all say. Pero siyempre, ang gusto mo mangyari, hindi ka na kailangan dumaan pa dun sa mga pahirapan niya, di ba? Mga level o iba't ibang proseso pa, before getting to the semifinals and eventually to the finals. You'd like to build on a streak if you can get it, which is what Purefoods has right now. At dito si Paul Artadi, sumaksak na naman. On the fast break play, Artadi now at 6 points in the game. Puts Ginebra on top by 1 at 10-9.
Well, kailangan nila bantayan ito si Paul Artadi because Paul Artadi, if you notice, nobody even challenging him. They've got to give him that respect. He now has 6 points. Maaaring ito yung ploy, siya na muna bago si J.J. Helterbrand.
Rico Villanueva is in the game. And he just announced it with that layup as he muscled his way inside. First 3 points there off the bench, Enrico Villanueva. Tubid. Binigay kay J.J. Helterbrand. Helterbrand making his move. He's inside. What was that? And they're going to call a traveling violation on J.J. Helterbrand. Hindi yata siya masyadong desidido doon sa ginawa niya yun eh.
But they're really trying to defend the J.J. Helterbrand. And looking at this lineup, Bo Belga committed that flagrant foul. He sat on the bench. Tignan mo naman pumalit sa Enrico Villanueva. So nakikita mo, ang lalaki talaga itong Purefoods. Ang ganda ng rotation na maaaring gawin ni Coach Ryan Cordero.
Meanwhile, Kirby Raymundo having some problems. Looking around, Enrico Villanueva is open pero hindi na ibigay sa kanya. And here comes Paul Artadi once again. He's doing the damage here almost single-handedly against the Purefoods TJ Giants. He's got 8 points in the game, and Ginebra is on top by 1 at 12-11. We have this first timeout of the game. Back to the action here at the Cuneta Astrodome between Purefoods and Barangay Ginebra. James Yap almost lost it, picked up by Kirby Raimundo at the corner. Topax, Robinson misses, and the rebound to Eric Meg. Here comes Paul Artadi once again. We lost the handle on the basketball, and it'll be outside. Para sa Purefoods, Ginebra's on top by 1. 12-11 dito sa ating first quarter. And we have Leah Cruz with a report on James Yap and Kirby Raimundo on the RP team. Leah?
That's right, Ed. James Yap and Kirby Raimundo of Purefoods are also part of the RP team lineup. They're both excited and eager to represent their country as well as play with their fellow RP teammates and under Coach Yang Biao. Nakakamiss daw si Coach Yang, sabi ni Kirby. Siya yung coach na nagturo sa akin kung paano maging tough. Dati daw, soft daw si Kirby, but now okay na daw because of Coach Yang. Now, James Yap said about his other RP teammates, ilang years na kami magkalaban, kilala na namin ang isa't isa. He also added, may sikreto talaga si Coach Yang. Tinamo naman ang Red Bull, ilang beses na nakapasok sa semifinals. Ed, Danny?
Of course, Red Bull suffered a loss earlier against Talk and Text. They led in the first half, pero binibigyan sila in the second half by Talk and Text, which eventually took it 103-93 earlier in our first game. 14-13, Barangay Ginebra by 1. Still in the first quarter. Inside pass to Rich Alvarez. Galing kay Kirby Raimundo, masyado mataas. Wilson had a step on Kirby Raimundo, but had to twist around in front of the basket as Kirby was already on top of him. But he did draw the foul.
That's going to be the first personal foul of Kirby Raimundo, sending Willie Wilson to the free throw line. Ginebra doing a great job on defense, and they're really trying to push the ball up. They're trying to get a lot of fast break points. And then the reason why they're up 14-13 is that Paul Artadi has 8 out of those 14 points of Ginebra. So again, you've got to give the guy a little respect.
More than just a little respect dahil sabi mo nga, no, he's got 8 of the 14 so far scored by Barangay Ginebra. Samantala, si Sunday Salvacion has been set into the tray by Coach Jones Chico para sa Barangay Ginebra. And we have the count at 15-13. Barangay Ginebra up by 2 over Purefoods. The Giants now have Chico Lanete at the point guard slot. Rico Villanueva against Eric Mink. Villanueva makes his move. Side view shot, no good. Eric Mink para sa rebound off to Helterbrand. Helterbrand lead pass para kay Willie Wilson, a tad too long.
Well, mahirap na saluhin ni Willie Wilson yun. Some changes being made by both teams. Billy Mamanil coming in for Willie Wilson. And, you know, on the other side of the court, we've got Aaron Aban and John Dan Salvador. So, again, matchup-wise, if you notice now, halos pantay-pantay na sila. No?
Right.
At saka, hindi katulad kanina, medyo advantageous para sa Purefoods.
Although that advantage was nullified by Paul Artadi's speed, which got Barangay Ginebra the lead momentarily. Of course, now they're still up by 2 at 15-13, but James Yap is at the line for a couple of freebies.
You know, how do you stop a James Yap? No? Dahil una sa lahat, he will get his touches, he can shoot from the outside. In the previous play, he pushed for a foul against Ronald Tubig. He's a good free throw shooter. He's averaging close to 20 points. No? So, again, if you're going to match up defensively against a James Yap, you just have to make sure that once he uses all the screens, maaring you ask your teammate for a switch na lang. Kasi pagka maiwan ka, ang bilis niya mag-release ng bola.
Sandali-sandali lang kailangan yan eh. Yung tinatawag sa comics na sa isang kisap mata. Yun lang ang kailangan ni James Yap eh. Maligat ka lang ng konti, titirahan ka na yan. Meantime, he missed the free throw though. The second, and J.J. Helderman finds an opening. And that shot was actually helped out by Eric Mink, but it's credited to J.J. Helderman, and now has 2 points in the game. And a 3-point lead by Barangay Ginebra. Pull-up jumper by Chico Lanete. First point para kay Chico Lanete in the game. Tinapista naman ang kalamangan ng Barangay Ginebra to just 1 at 17-16. J.J. Helderman. Down low to Eric Mink against Enrico Villanueva. Mink putting the ball down. He's inside. And the floater by Eric Mink results in a foul. At bibigyan ng dalawang tira si Eric Meg from the free throw line.
Villanueva will be called for his first personal foul. You notice Ginebra beginning to feel confident now that J.J. Helterbrand's bring the ball up. The reason being is that they want Helterbrand to get his touches yung early goings of the first quarter. Polar Taddy sitting on the bench, and J.J. Helterbrand now has the opportunity to score. The only problem, Ed, that I would see here is that baka mapagod itong si Helterbrand because nagdadala siya ng bola, hindi lang yun, hinahanap pa niya kung anong play na maaari niyang gawin para sa sarili niya.
That's right. Well, a lot rests on his shoulders. Sabi nga natin, yung partner niya, si Mark Kagua, is still recuperating in the United States. So, si J.J. Helterbrand, napakalaki ng responsibility ngayon. Para sa Barangay Ginebra, the near steal there. Aban recovers it, 6 on the shot clock. James Yap threads the needle. Naku naman! Ano ba naman yan? Pumusing pa sa ere.
6 points now for James Yap. Alam mo, nakikita mo na yung noon niya eh. Pagka binabalang niya yung noon niya, makikita na kagad ng mga kampi, pumapasok na para bigyan siya ng screen. Alam na alam ang galaw ni James Yap.
Nakita natin, butas na karayong magdinaanan. Pagkatapos pumurong pa sa ere. Sabi ni JJ, gagawin ko nga rin yun. But it didn't go. And once again, Purefoods on the attack. Chico Lanete has it. Sinalubong ni J.J. Helterbrand. Sumesa niya si Lanete for clear out. He gives it over to Enrico Villanueva. Villanueva against Mamaril. The pass inside to John Dan Salvador. Ito na si James Yap. Inside to Enrico Villanueva. And he gets it back. And will pick up the foul from possibly Billy Mamaril, who was behind him. That'll be the first personal foul of Billy Mamaril coming out the bench. Look at this move. Ayan nagsumiksik. Umere. All right. It is now a 2-point lead para sa Barangay Ginebra at 18-16. We have a timeout. We'll be right back. KFC. Just dial 887-8888 KFC. It's finger looking good. And free throws para kay Enrico Villanueva. Pumasok ang una. And that puts Purefoods on top again by 1 at 19-18. One more para kay Enrico Villanueva, playing out of the Ateneo de Manila. Of course, matagal din nasa Red Bull yan. Dami mga galing sa Red Bull. Kirby Raimundo, galing sa Red Bull. Rich Alvarez, Topex Robinson. Dami sila. Ay, sa nga pala, yung speakingfantasy.com/PBA, puntahan yan para magkaroon kayo ng pagkakataon na maglaro para kayong team manager. Kukuha kayo ng mga sarili ninyong player at makikita niyo ang progress ng inyong team. 1:38 to go. First quarter, 2-point lead para sa Purefoods TJ Giants in 2018. Chico Lanete's pass picked off by J.J. Helterbrand. Forward now to Sunday Salvacion. Sa gilid ng board tumama. Yung pangalawa, mahina. Pero nakuha pa rin ni Sunday. And Alex Cristiano takes a jumper. To the delight of the crowd.
Paborito ito si Alex Cristiano. But those medium range jumpers should fall for Alex Cristiano to be able to help the Ginebra squad.
Binibigay sa kanya ng kalaban. Dapat tumakbo para sa kanya. James Yap hand in. Rico Villanueva to John Dan Salvador. Clean as a whistle.
First 2 points for John Dan Salvador. Looking at the score sheet, itong Purefoods, they now have a total of 8 players who have scored so far. Nasa first quarter pa lang tayo. So, the points of Purefoods well contributed.
Meanwhile, begin to meet us J.J. Helterbrand. Wala nangyari. And we're down to the last half minute of the first quarter. Lamang ng apat ang Purefoods at 22-18. What gives?
Looks like a foul will be called against Billy Mamaril.
Nagkakagit-gitan sila sa low post That's going to be number 2. On number 2, Billy Mamaril. 14 at the shot clock para sa Purefoods, 31 on the game clock para sa ating first quarter. Chico Lanete. setting it up para sa TJ Giants. And shoulder move inside to John Del Salvador, who gets rejected. And the shot clock goes off on Purefoods. That leaves 16 seconds para sa Barangay Ginebra to take a shot in the closing moments of the first quarter. You see Assistant Coach Ronnie Manzanap, Ray Evangelista, right there assisting, of course, Coach Ryan Gregorio. 16.6 seconds left on the clock here in the first quarter. Here's Helterbrand. And another miss by Helterbrand. Offensive rebound by Sunday Salvation. Pero malakas ang tira, and that didn't go for Barangay Ginebra. And so, Purefoods has the edge after 12 minutes of play. Coach Judas Aular of Barangay Ginebra.
That's right, Ed. We're here to talk about the things that they need to execute well in this ball game to be able to cough up a win.
Yes, first, Patricia, on offense, just want to get easy baskets. Unlike our past games where we've been slowing the game a little down, we want to push a little bit more, get fast break points. Defensively, we just want to focus on James Yap and Kirby Raimundo because that's where Purefoods gets their points. So we just want to execute our defensive game plan against Kirby Raimundo and James Yap.
Well, thanks so much, Coach. Ed, I throw it back to you.
Very well described and put by Assistant Coach Judas Aular of Barangay Ginebra as we start the second quarter of this game between Purefoods and Barangay Ginebra. Sunday Salvation inside, underneath the basket. Alex Pisano gets his basket.
Before that 2 points by Alex Pisano, Ginebra was held scoreless in the last 3 minutes. And so, again, where would the easy points, as what Coach Aular said, where will it be coming from? Because si Polartadi currently nasa bench pa rin ng Ginebra.
Look at the first quarter field goals percentage.
47%, mataas yan para sa Purefoods. Ang Ginebra, despite the fast-breaking game of Polartadi, 33% lang. No?
So, palagay ko nung sinasabi mo nga, no, when there was silence in the last 3 minutes of the first quarter. Meantime, Junti Valenzuela is making a reappearance here for Barangay Ginebra after injuring his knee. Maraming game din ang na-miss ito si Junti Valenzuela. Is all over John Del Salvador, who finds Kirby Raimundo on the outside, picked up by Mackie Escalona para sa Barangay Ginebra, acting as point guard now for the GN Kings. Score is 22-20. 2-point lead para sa Purefoods. Escalona is open.
A two-man game between Mackie Escalona and Mike Holper. So again, if the outside shots of Ginebra start to fall, that's going to be a good sign for them against Purefoods, because Purefoods, if you notice, they're really trying to exploit the mismatch.
That's right. At pagka pumapasok yung mga tira sa labas ng Barangay Ginebra, naniniligango ang Purefoods. We have 10 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the second quarter. At nasa Purefoods ang bola. John Dan Salvador inbounding to Enrico Villanueva against Alex Pisano. Villanueva inside. Jolin shot by Enrico Villanueva. That is his 6th point in the game.
Well, mahirap ginawa ni Enrico Villanueva doon dahil una-una scoop shot nandun sa kamay ni Alex Pisano.
Well, you've got to be imaginative. You've got to be creative here in the PBA para tumagal ka rito, no? Dahil kailangan gumawa ka ng paraan eh. Ito, gumagawa ng paraan si Junti Valenzuela, but it's covered by John Dan Salvador. There is, however, a foul being called by the referee, and it will presumably go against Aaron Aban.
So that's going to be number 1 against Aaron Aban, sending Junti Valenzuela to the free throw line. At some stats na meron tayo. 7-0 ang fast break points in favor of Ginebra during the first quarter. No? Sinabi natin the field goals not favoring Ginebra. But again, to be this close in a game against a highly rated Purefoods squad who can score so many points in one quarter is a good sign pa rin para sa Ginebra.
Well, Junti Valenzuela certainly can help. Nagkaroon nga ng problema sa tuhod. Si Junti Valenzuela came back to one game pagkatapos na re-injure yung tuhod na yan. Ngayon daw nakaka-practice na ng 2 beses si Junti Valenzuela. He's back in harness. We just don't know kung gaano kaayos na yung injury na yan. But he certainly will be able to give a lot of necessary boost para dito sa kupulang ito, which is struggling as we mentioned earlier. Enrico Villanueva is left open. And Jordan Calvaro flying over Sunday celebration. Picked up by Kirby. Handoff to Chico Lanete, who gets it in the face. And it'll be 2 shots for Chico Lanete.
After Topex Robinson started the game for Purefoods, ito si Chico Lanete came into midway of the first quarter. Mainly because ito si Chico Lanete is an outside threat as well para kay Coach Ryan Gregorio, dahil ito si Topex Robinson naging successful yung mga post-up natin. Pero
Sipin mo, Eric, pino-post up si Topex.
Dahil maraming double teaming efforts ang ginagawa ng Ginebra during the first quarter, kailangan nila ng outside threat, kaya pinasok ito si Chico Lanete. So far, maganda pinapakita ni Lanete, and that's keeping Topex Robinson in the bench for Purefoods.
Marami na lungkot nung si Ray Evangelista was sidelined. Teka muna, ano to? Up in arms yung mga taga-barangay Ginebra. Alex Quintana trying to plead his case. At pinag-uusapan ngayon mga referees. Look at the coaching staff. Ano ba nangyari dito? Tingnan natin. Okay.
Basket interference ang tawag natin dyan.
Tumatalbog yung bola sa ring. Pero inadvertent whistle.
Alam mo, sa international pinapayagan
okay na yan
Basta hindi within the cylinder yung bola, tumatalbog-talbog, pwede mo na itapik palabas yan.
Okay. Sorry daw, sabi ng referee. Tao lang, munti ko na nga malulok yung pito Dahil pipigilan nyo sana, wala na, napito na So a jump ball was called, and Purefoods has possession once again. Aaron Aman's open. And that will go outside for Barangay Ginebra. Yung sinasabi ko kanina, nung sila yung Evangelista, taga-Ormoc yan Marami mga taga-Ormoc na sasabi, naku, wala nang Ormocanon. Yes, si Chico Lanete actually is from Ormoc, although I think he grew up in Zamboanga. Okay. But he traces his roots to Ormoc City. Marami tayong mga kaibigan dyan na parati sinasabi sa atin, taga-ano yan, Ormoc yan. Okay. Okay then. Galing kay Sunday Salvacion, i-impresyon ang inyong kakampi sa buhay.
Well, Ginebra now with a 2-point lead, 27-25, but napaka-importante para kay Sunday Salvacion na mabigyan sa talaga ng mga tirang ganyan. Ang nasusi lang dyan, for me, is that if Sunday can use the picks being set up for him, katulad ng kay James Yap na ginagawa naman ng Purefoods.
With a high degree of success at that, Kirby Raimundo in enemy territory. Very deep in enemy territory. 4 yung kumukulog sa kanya ron. And he did pick up a foul, Samantala, couple of substitutions here. No, not just a couple, tatlo. Papasok para sa Purefoods. It's Alvarez, James Yap, and Topex Robinson. I think part of the starting unit actually of Coach Ryan Gregorio dito sa larong ito.
And you're getting these players fresh off the bench. And in a game like this, you've got to have fresh players coming off the bench. And yung mga players pa na coming off the bench are not your so-so players. These are your A players, so to speak.
That's a luxury for Coach Ryan Gregorio's Kirby Raimundo attack, and it's blocked by Alex Cristiano. And I think the Barangay Ginebra fans are happy. Matthew Escalona trying to get around Topex Robinson. He does. Yun lang, medyo nabitan ng tira, but no basket there. May tinawag ang referee, ano daw ba, loose ball foul.
Matatawagan si Mike Holper, but I appreciate the effort of a Mike Holper going up against a Kirby Raimundo trying to get the offensive rebounds. Sometimes kailangan mo ipakita sa kalaban mo na talagang gusto mo lumaban.
Ito, gustong-gusto ng Ambassador, Her Excellency Christy Kenny, of course, of the United States, a regular participant in our PBA activities. Parati ko narin dyan, nanonood si Ambassador Kenny of the United States. Enrico Villanueva going up against Alex Quintana. There's the pickup by tuloy-tuloy naman sa pala outside. Take it! Ayaw! One more time! Ronald Tubid. Si Alex Quintana natuwa. Dumundol. Si Ronald Tubid. Ay titamada pa.
Eh yan na naman ang ayaw mangyari ng Purefoods, no? Get the crowd into the game because we know predominantly ito yung Barangay Ginebra.
Yes, hirap naman ang ginawa ng Topics Robinson. No foul there. Here comes Paul Antani once again, zigzagging. Really, guys. Oh, good block by Rich Alvarez. Teka mo na, namimulipit pa si Maki. Si Maki ba yan? Ay, si Ronald Tubod. Holding on to his bad basket.
He's complaining that apparently he got hit, probably elbowed.
Hindi ko nakita yun. Nagulat na lang ako. Nakahandusay si Ronald Tubod on the floor. But I think seems okay. Got winded. Probably got in the solar plexus. Kikisay kanina yan si Ronald Tubig.
Aba, wag mo galitin ito si Ronald Tubig. Kahit na tip-in lang yung kanyang 2 points, but in the second quarter, he could practically score a lot of points for Ginebra.
Tignan natin ito, hinahabol niya si James Yap. And baka doon ayun, bumagsak na siya ron
Mukha naman unintentional.
Well, siko nga yata yun, medyo humabala ng konti yung siko ni James Yap sa partikular na git-gita na yun, dahil Ronald Tubig really sticking very close to James Yap. Now, it's J.J. Helterbrand who's assigned to James Yap. And there's that moment, brief moment that we were talking about that James Yap needs. Sandali-sandali lang
And don't talk about angles para dito kay James Yap as we take a look at the assist, no? Ginebra with 7. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
That they've got 7 assists. So they're moving the ball around very well.
And here's Arkady said, I won't move it anymore. But it doesn't drop for him. Here comes Topex Robinson. Barangay Ginebra on top by 2 at 29-27. Topex Robinson looking inside. James Yap kumakalas. Pero nabigay instead to Rich Alvarez. Misses the shot. And Paul Altani has the rebound para sa Barangay Ginebra off to J.J. Helterbrand. Helterbrand against James Yap. They swing it over to Sunday Sullivan. Down low to Alex Luciano. Coming from behind is Topex Robinson. Altani misses it underneath the basket. At ito na naman ang Purefoods down by 2 at 29-27. 6 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Kirby Raimundo try to shake off Willie Wilson. Raimundo pa rin. And he turns around and fires. Voila! Out of bounds. It is in favor of Barangay Ginebra.
A lot of action going on in the shaded area of Purefoods. And this is expected dahil alam natin na itong sila James Yap talagang ginagamit nila yung shaded area just to get the angle. So yung trying to get off the real shot.
Ayan si Sunday Salvacion. Also Alex Luciano. The sky hook doesn't produce anything. And the pass intended for Paul Artadi coming from Willie Wilson goes out of bounds. At sa kasalukuyan mga kaibigan natin score 29-27 in favor of Barangay Ginebra. We have a timeout. We'll be right back. Meanwhile, Bo Belga coming back into the fray. Scores inside the paint para sa Purefoods. And it is a tied ball game once again at 29. Ito yung nangyari kanina as Bo Belga decides to attack inside the defense of Eric Snake. And now Belga with an opportunity for a three-point play.
Well, Bo Belga seems to be very comfortable in this Purefoods rotation. The pressure is off him to score heavily because nandiyan na rin si Kirby Raimundo sa power forward slot.
Speaking of Kirby Raimundo, mga fans ni Kirby, sila Erwin Gunduan, sila John Lapid, saka si Alan Rueda. Kanina pa sinicheer si Kirby Raimundo habang nag-golf sila. Hindi, gabi na. Eric Beck for the rebound. And here comes Barangay Ginebra. Willie Wilson got up without the ball. And there's a loose ball being struggled for. At mukhang tumawag ng timeout si Bo Belga habang nakahiga dun sa hard court. Alright, 5:09 to go here in the second quarter of the game between Purefoods and Barangay Ginebra. More action comes your way after some messages from CS9. Get up to speed with all the NBA weekend action on NBA 360, Mondays at 6 p.m. on CS9. Then get your nightly dose of all the NBA highlights, results, and the best plays of the day on NBA Live, weeknights at 11:30 p.m. here on CS9. Balik po tayo sa laro ng Purefoods at ng Barangay Ginebra. Nasa Giants ang bola sa kasalukuyang Topex Robinson against Eric Mink. Yung maganda ang matchup. Rich Alvarez against Wilson. Robinson comes out of it. Ito na naman si Kirby. Tumunog na ang pura bisita.
That's the second 24-second shot clock violation called against Purefoods. So again, Ginebra trying to hold that defensive stance against Purefoods. You know, that's what happens every time you're concentrated on a James Yap. If the ball doesn't touch James Yap, parang nagiging broken play na para sa Purefoods. So it becomes a scrambling offense for them.
Samantala, Barangay Ginebra inside to Eric Mink from Willie Wilson. Nakipagsabayan sa ere si Bo Belga. And that will probably be his second personal foul.
You know, if there's one matchup na maaaring makita natin na maganda for tonight's game would be Eric Mink against Bo Belga. Bo Belga now with the total of 7 points, I believe. At actually 6 points si Bo Belga. So he's been challenging on Eric Mink. And Eric, I think on the other hand, should be challenged against Bo Belga.
That's right. Samantala, narito ang ating KFC delivery assist of the quarter. You see Sunday Salvation looking inside, finding Alex Cusano for our KFC delivery assist of the quarter. Magpa-deliver sa KFC, just dial 887-8888. KFC, it's finger looking good. Samantala, ayun, pumasok yung free throw. And so Barangay Ginebra back on top by 2 at 31-29. 4 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Nasa Purefoods ang bola. Here's Bo Belga off the Topex Robinson. Lumalabas si James Yap. James Yap, there's that moment na hinahanap ni James Yap pero hindi pumasok ang tiro that time. That one slips out of the hands of Paul Arcadi. So, babalik sa Purefoods ang bola. Remember that Paul Arcadi once played for Purefoods as well. At actually, he did start his career in the PBA sa Purefoods, di ba?
Oo, ngayon, kalaban niya itong Purefoods at mukhang sinasamantala niya yung pagkakataon kasi alam niya yung galaw.
Kaya na naman yung set shot ni Bo Belga na para mapinag-iisipan niya ng matagal at pinagmumuni-muni. Yan, hindi na kailangan ng muni-muni dyan. It's money.
8 points ngayon para dito kay Bo Belga. Alam mo, kung talagang mag-hesitate siya, minsan binibigyan mo ng kumpiyansa yung dumidepensa sa'yo. Sige, itira mo na dahil hindi mo mapapasok eh.
Hindi ka naman hindi pala buo loob mo.
Pero buo yung loob yan, lumayb. Yun. Si Eric Mink.
That's right. J.J. Helterbrand up against Rich Alvarez. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Arcadi would have to put it up, and he does. Pero hindi pumasok ang tira. There's the pass to Topex Robinson. Hinahabol ni J.J. Helterbrand. Excuse me po. Pag-aya ko sa kaibigang Mike. Binundun ni J.J. Helterbrand para bang dumaan sa gitna ng dalawa nag-uusap eh. Parang namuko pero malakas na yun. Excuse me. Tapos naman ito. Over the backcourt si Topex Robinson. Do the bump.
Alam mo minsan maaaring bigay mo na lang yung foul at that particular stage. Dahil pagka nasa area na yan, mas delikado pa kung magbibigyan mo ng foul. Dahil una-una, mas maliit ito si Topex Robinson. I'm not saying na hindi niya kaya, pero sinabi na nga natin, minsan talaga, you just have to give up that duty foul kasi ayaw mong bumaliktad yung momentum dahil itong laban na to 31 all. Napakababang scoring po ito for a second quarter. So, maaaring we're looking at about a 75-80 point game for both squads.
A report on Barangay Ginebra from Patricia Hizon.
You guys have been talking about Paul Arcadi. Tonight, he's really focused on not getting too excited playing against his former team. Last time that happened, he got into foul trouble early and wasn't much of a factor. But speaking of factors, Paul Arcadi joins J.J. Helterbrand and Sunday Salvaciones Barangay Ginebra's 3 Kings. They all combined for 41 points this conference, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, and they've been showing lots of hustle, combining for 7 steals a game. But despite those numbers, J.J. knows they really need Mark Kagiwa. Back to you guys.
They can't dwell on that. Here comes Paul Arcadi. And the bounce pass to Ronald Tubin for the fast break point para sa Barangay Ginebra. that puts them on top once again by one at 33-32. 2 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the second quarter. There's the steal by Paul Arcadi at itong buong loob. Nice bounce pass. Ronald Tubit up to it. He goes up, reaches for the sky. Ito, makikita ninyo yung pass ni Paul Arcadi. Saklo! And Barangay Ginebra on top. 33-32. Ito po sa, as expected, the classic battle once again between these two top squads, ang Purefoods at Barangay Ginebra. Siya nga pala, kung gusto nyo matanggap ang season's game schedules sa cellphone ninyo, just text in CS, space PBA, space on, and send to 2600. May gabi kaninyong tanan, mga higala sa Tibok, Pilipinas, laban na diha sa Cagayan de Oro, na sila si Dr. Moreno, ang si Tata Pilinyo, Gutan Karon. At si Romel Adupol is in the venue. Dihapon sa Tacloban ang atong amigo na si Glenn Balesera sa Philippine Airlines. Kumusta ba? Okay, 33-32. Rich Alvarez wide open. Wala. Topix Robinson, who else? Handoff taken away by Paul Arcadi. J.J. Helterbrand. And Ronald Tubit with a twisting shot. He gets it back. Whoa, twist it up. Let's twist again. Like we did last summer.
Could have been an exciting shot for Ronald Tubit. Could have brought the house down. You know, lamang ito Ginebra, 32-32 at ayun, nagkakagirian na naman sa ilalim dahil napakahirap rin bantayan ni J.J. Helterbrand. Ito si Kirby Raimundo. Pagka pinuwastehan ka talaga niyan, talagang may iiwan ka.
Goodbye ka rin.
Kailangan i-front mo itong mga player katulad ni Kirby Raimundo. Pagka makatanggap sa poste, it's a very quick first step for them. Nandun na sila sa basket.
That's right. So, andito naman ngayon si Kirby Raimundo. Currently, hindi pa nakaka-score, si Kirby. Ayan, para tayo. Mga fans ni Kirby dito sa Sherwood Hills. Meron doon silang Chairman's Cup this Saturday. Partner ko si Bobby Gunduan. Ano nangyayari kaya sa buhay namin dito? May sigaw sa Pampanga. Ginebra. Ricky Kalakyan sa Pampanga. Ayaw pa ba yung ibo kay Kongan? Salamat inside, Ronald Tubit. Sa akin ngayon, Chico Laneta, the handoff to James Yap, and he gets bumped along the way by Willie Wilson. Ay, penalty na. Ang Ginebra, no? So, 2 shots naman dito para kay James Yap this time.
Itong Purefoods naman, hindi naman nasa penalty to. So, alam mo, kung tutusin mo, mukhang napapaganda pa yung pagbibigay ng foul nito ng Ginebra dito sa second quarter. No? Para sa akin, it sends a signal or it sends a message na we're here to play defense. Pahirapan namin yung mga puntos ninyo.
Nabagin natin si Mark Aguino, not in action for Barangay Ginebra. Si PJ Simon, malaking bagay din yan para sa Purefoods. He brings in a lot of energy. Paris mo kay Topix Robinson, ano ba yun? Magsisiklab yung Purefoods sa energy.
Matinding rotation na ng Purefoods kung si Jun Simon. Pati na rin si Romila dito.
Meanwhile, J.J. Helderman gets his 4th point of the game on a layup. Actually, dito sa larong ito, yung mga gunners, Kirby Raimundo, James Yap, J.J. Helderman, sa kabila, hindi sila yung mga gumagawa. Yung mga role players ang umi-score dito. Katulad dito, si Paul Belga. Isipin mo bang maka 10 points na yan? Samantalang si Kirby Raimundo, 2 pa lang. James Yap has 9.
Masyado kasi nag-iisip rin ito si Eric Ming. Kung sino po pwede niya, si Paul Belga o ba ito si Kirby Raimundo, dahil nag-iisa lang itong si Eric Ming dun sa shaded area para sa Ginebra.
Nag-iisa lang yung malaki. Willie Wilson is there shadowing Kirby Raimundo. Chico Laneta gets it over to Kirby. There's the double team. Paul Belga. And the jumper from the outside by Jonathan Fernandez is no good. Ronald Tubit brings it up para sa Barangay Ginebra. Gets it over to J.J. Helderman. 18 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And J.J. Helderman sees for time with 17 to go in this first half. At ang ating score tumatayo sa 37-35. Lamang pa rin ang Purefoods TJ Giants. Nakailang ulit na rin na nagpapalit-palit yung kalamangan dito sa larong ito. Sabi nga natin, talagang inasahan natin ito Pagka naglalaban yung dalawang koponan ito, ang Barangay Ginebra at saka Purefoods, siguradong mabigat ang laban. Si Chairman Eric Buhayin is here. Teka muna, wanna win 2 round-trip tickets to watch the San Miguel Beermen and the Talk and Text Tropang Texters live in Singapore? Gusto nyo manood doon sa Singapore? Bumili kayong ticket. Pero hindi kailangan Just text PBA Space Trivia to 286 and answer PBA Trivia questions. Madali lang yan to earn raffle points. The more points, the more chances of winning. Exclusive to smart subscribers, $250 per text. 286 lang. Ang yung text din. Makakuha kayo ng mga trivia questions. Pagkakataon na makapunta sa Singapore para manood ng laban ng San Miguel at Talking Text.
Kasama tayo doon. Sali tayo.
Okay. May text na ako. 37-35, 13 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Mababang scoring ito.
Mababa
to. At I think it's a testament also to the kind of defense that both teams are playing. But I think we'll also see that during the halftime sa ating stats kung ano ang naging field goal percentage nila in the first half. Kung talagang maganda, lang talagang depensa or talagang medyo nagsaslump sila sa kanilang field goal.
But the action has been fast and frenzied. Pero maraming ring bundulan, maraming dunggulan at maraming sumasadsad sa sahig. Pero ganun talaga
Ganun talaga.
Oo,
Buhay pa si Topex Nandun pa sa ilalim.
Yun. Si Paul Artadi, nandyan din.
Nandyan pa rin.
Ito. Last couple of seconds here. Kirby! May pito.
May siglo yan.
Yeah.
Yun sa mga galaw na gano'n, sa Kirby Raimundo picks up his third personal foul. It happens na every time mag-spin move ka, it's a natural tendency for your elbow to swing. However, pagka pinakita mo na in-exaggerate mo yung swing,
diniin mo ng konti.
Diniin mo ng konti, talagang mapapansin niya ng referee.
Doon pa nangyari sa tapat ng bench ng Barangay Ginebra. Nagtayo ang kagad yung mga nasa bench. That certainly caught the attention of the referees. At a quick inbound and a quick shot by Paul Artadi. Masyadong malakas at mataas yan. And Purefoods will come away with the lead after 24 minutes of play against the Barangay Ginebra. Well, that's just a 2-point lead. At alam natin na pagka Barangay Ginebra ang kalaban mo, medyo mahirap yan. Leah Cruz with you sa James Yap. Leah!
That's right, I'm here with James Yap. Now, James, medyo kapit yung score dito sa game na to. Sa tingin mo, anong ginagawa niyong tama para nakalamang kayo dito sa first half?
Well, siguro, contain lang namin yung defense namin dahil nagpo-collapse sa defense namin. Tsaka yung game plan namin sa kanila, hindi masyado nasunod. So, hopefully, ngayong second half, masunod na namin.
Alright, at sa first meeting niyo with Ginebra, kayong nanalo, ano ang dapat niyong gawin sa second naman para maulit naman ito?
Well, yun nga, yung defense na namin yung pinaka-importante dahil malalaki sila and yun lang yung game plan talaga namin. Talagang i-stop namin si JJ. So, sana makakontain namin siya para maganda yung basa ng game.
Alright, thank you very much, Ed and Danny. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Leah. And, well, JJ Helderman only managed a couple of points in each quarter. 2 in the first and another 2 in the second quarter. So that's working. Pero ang dami nga nagko-contribute kasi actually on both sides from the bench and from the role players as you look at the two coaches. John Chico on your left, Ryan Gregorio on the right screen of your screens. 37-35, Purefoods by 2. We'll be back with the halftime show. Attacking Bo Belga and Wilson scored.
Well, ito si Willie Wilson. I think his confidence is back and taking on Bo Belga is a very big task. Monumental na yan dahil malaki ito si Bo Belga. But yan again, sumagalaw na yun. Small space lang para kay Willie Wilson. Okay na siya doon.
Topex Robinson has it. Binigay kay Enrico Villanueva. Villanueva looking at James Yap. James Yap gets away. And he's got 11 points in the game. James Yap puts Purefoods on top by 2 again at 39-37. Sabi ka natin, we didn't expect to be disappointed in this game so far. It has been turning out the way people expected to, and then some, as Ronald Tibid comes up with the PM3, ang inyong kakampi sa buhay. Rich Alvarez. Down low to Enrico Villanueva. Out to Bo Belga. Belga against Wilson. Jumps the pass to Enrico Villanueva with a jumper.
Well, just in time dahil pawala na itong 24-second shot clock ng Purefoods. Alam mo, si Bo Belga kanina nag-isip na naman kung titira siya, pero sabi niya medyo nawawala na siya ng kumpiyansa doon kaya pinasa na
Bigyan ko muna kay Enrico, sabi niya. Tight pass inside. Wilson out to Tubid. Tubid against James Yap. Tubid skirting the lane and finds a small opening. And as Eric Menk went up for that rebound, there is a foul being called. Could be on Bo Belga. Yes, that's going to be number 3 on Belga.
Ang maaaring palitan ito pa ni Coach Ryan Gregorio dahil magandang pinapakita ni Bo Belga dun sa offensive end nila.
That's right. And this is Ronald Tibid has been trying to shake off James Yap, but James has been staying with it. Whoa! Big block by Enrico Villanueva on Eric Menk.
Well, for me, I'd like to challenge on Enrico Villanueva. Ito si Eric Menk probably can just back up Villanueva and try to fish a foul from Villanueva, no? Dahil dyan, maaaring lumuwag itong depensa rin ng Purefoods.
Well, Artadi finds an open lane but gets distracted there. Topex Robinson into the front court. To James Yap, humihingi sa loob. Si Rich Alvarez, and he scores.
That's going to be number 4 against Eric Menk. So itong si Rich Alvarez, possible 3-point play para kay Rich Alvarez. I'm sorry, 4 points pala para kay Alvarez. Pero itong si Eric Menk, sorry, only the second personal foul.
Okay. And Rich Alvarez has a free throw to boot. Completes the 3-point play. Purefoods up by 4. What's up, Patricia?
Well, earlier, Coach Jong Juno Solar actually told me that Ginebra really wants to run more in this ballgame. Their problems have been turnovers. Paul Artadi had 4 turnovers. JJ Helterbrand with 2, and even Willie also had 2 turnovers. Now, these are the guys who carry the ball, so that definitely is a problem. They must take care of the ball better. Defensively, they still want to put the clamps on James Yap and Kirby Raimundo. They know that the other role players are banging hard on them. They're just going to let them shoot their shots, but still, defensive concentration will still fall on the awesome twosome of Purefoods. Back to you guys.
All right, but Enrico Villanueva and the others, as Patricia mentioned, have been getting their moments. Rich Alvarez just scored on a 3-point play. Here he comes again. Alvarez will get the James Yap up against Ronald Tubid. Down low, Enrico Villanueva in front of the basket. Misses it. Wilson comes down with the rebound. Para sa Barangay Ginebra. Forward now to Ronald Tubid. Tubid met by James Yap. He takes it inside underneath the basket. Yes, Tubid cuts the lead of Purefoods down to 2 again. Tubid now with 9 points in the game.
You know, magiging susi rin dito, or the key here in the third quarter is for JJ Helterbrand not to get frustrated that he has limited touches of the ball.
Yeah.
Dahil nandyan na rin si Ronald Tubid. He's been scoring ito si Tubid para sa Ginebra.
Looper by Topex Robinson is no good. Bo Belga's hemmed in. Passes it off to Rich Alvarez. Difficult shot. Para kay Rich Alvarez. He now has 7 in the game.
Well, itong Ginebra, they're trying to zone defense against itong Purefoods, and Purefoods really playing the spaces very well. Dahil malalaki sila, they're just staying within the basket to be able to get those offensive rebounds.
Eric Meg hand off to Tubid, and he gets clipped by James Yap. So that's going to mean 2 free throws para kay Ronald Tubid. Meanwhile, Leah has a report on Willie Wilson.
That's right, Ed. You know, it's interesting to find out that Willie Wilson does not consider himself a basketball player or a baller, to use his choice of words. He thinks that a baller is someone who eats, sleeps, and breathes basketball, and he says that he does not do any of this. He says that my life does not revolve around basketball. I have a lot of other interests, and I like to do a lot of different things. I just happen to play basketball. Ed and Danny, back to you.
Call me a baller. I don't mind.
Oo, di ba? But especially here in the country, talagang the passion is basketball.
Alam mo, pinapanaginipan pa natin yan. 2-point lead for Purefoods, and they have possession. Rich Alvarez. Humihingi si Bo Belga. Enrico Villanueva kumakat sa loob. Bo Belga decides to go for it. After some time, of course. Ronald Tubin on the fast break play. And Barangay Ginebra evens at matters once again. 13th point by Ronald Tubin.
Ito yung sinasabi natin. Every time nagpa-fast break ang Ginebra, kahit paano, they manage to score, and Purefoods try to get the ball inside.
A difficult shot by Rich Alvarez. And here's another fast break play para sa Barangay Ginebra. Nagpasahan pa si Arcadio at si Helderland. Coming down with the rebound, however, James up. Forward pass to Rich Alvarez. His pass deflected. Rich Alvarez said, he's blocked by Willie Wilson. And here comes Barangay Ginebra once again. The jump pass to Paul Artani. There's the whistle.
Robinson,
yes.
will be called for that foul. That's going to be the first personal foul of Robinson. So ito, you can sense that somehow the fast break machine of Ginebra beginning to hum. However, itong tira ni Alvarez, mahirap yan, ang lalim na eh.
At andun right on top of him si Willie Wilson, siopaw na siopaw. Special. 46 all ang ating score. 7:05 to go in the third. Paul Arcani. Here's Ronald Tubid against Yap. Billy Mamaril misses it, and Yap has another rebound.
Well, that's not the shot of Billy Mamaril. You want him to stay inside, grab those offensive rebounds. You know, Ed, hirap na hirap ito si J.J. Heltenbrand because ang laki ng tao, no? Si Rich Alvarez ang bumabantay sa kanya.
And the open shot here for James Johnson from 12. But Kirby is right there for the rebound, and sticking too close for comfort is Willie Wilson.
Number 3 against Willie Wilson. You know, talagang na-out position na ito si Willie Wilson. And when you've got a Kirby Raimundo and you give him the baseline, chances are big guys should always attack the baseline. And if you're behind him, you just have to give up that foul because the distinct advantage, height-wise, will give you the easy 2 points.
Not much else you can do, no? Meantime, Aaron Aban is brought back in para kay Rich Alvarez on the Purefoods side. Tabla pa rin tayo sa 46. Chico Lanete, his pass, picked off by Ronald Tubin. Another fast break play here. Whoa, Chico Lanete deflecting the pass. Although Lanete claims last touches on Barangay Ginebra, it'll stay with the Gin Kings. Sunday Salvacion comes in for Paul Artani on the Ginebra side. 6:26 to go. Third quarter. Ano ito?
Offensive foul. Laban kay Billy Mamaril. That's going to be Mamaril's third personal foul. Sayang yun because it's an opportunity for Ginebra to grab the lead. We're all tied at 46, and you know, in a game like this, you just want the lead to be always on your side, no? Dahil getting to the last 2 minutes, the advantage of the momentum will always be on the team that is leading.
That's right. Montana James Yap gets inside a difficult shot. And rebound taken in by Billy Mamaril. 6:05 to go in the third quarter. J.J. Helderbrand looking at Willie Wilson against Chico Lanete. Back to Helderbrand. Jumper by J.J. Kientrasyan ang inyong kakampi sa buhay. 7 points so far para kay J.J. Helderbrand. As Danny Francisco pointed out, the touches have been few and far between. Pero pag nakakakuha siya ng mga ganyang pagkakataon, he has to make the best of it. Samantala, nagkabuhol si Kirby at si Sunday Salvacion. And it's going to be a jump in front of the Purefoods basket. 49-46, Barangay Ginebra on top by 3. We'll be right back. Now, Leah Cruz has the schedule of games, Leah.
That's right, Ed. On November 19, that is on Wednesday. We will be back at the Araneta Coliseum. Our first game will be between the Rain or Shine Alaska Painters and the Alaska Aces. And in our second game, the Santa Lucia Realtors take on the San Miguel Beermen. So, of course, everyone who's a basketball fan, fix your schedule so that you can watch us either over CS9 or live at Araneta Coliseum. Ed?
I certainly will. All right, 5:24 to go, third quarter. Umaatake si Kirby Raimundo. The turnaround jumper bounces out. And Rico Villanova couldn't hang on to it. Arito na naman ang Barangay Ginebra, J.J. Helgerband. Pushing it up for the Gin Kings. Off now to Ronald Tigre at the corner. Inside pass, picked off. Enrico Villanova, Chico Lanete. Forward to Aaron Aban. Got distracted by J.J. Helgerband. And Helgerband is livid. Ang pakiramdam niya, last touch ni Aban eh.
And you know, what's happening right now is that Ginebra, they're lapsing into a lot of turnovers, and this has been hopefully not converted by Purefoods because Purefoods has been missing a lot of shots.
Ayan ang sinasabi ni Helgerband. But, okay. Sunday Salvador just scored another fast break play here by Barangay Ginebra. They're up by 5 at 51-46. Here's Kirby. Turnaround jumper is good.
A simple basket for Kirby Raimundo over Willie Wilson. And Willie Wilson will just have to push him out of his comfort zone or else those shots will start falling for Kirby.
That would only spell doom para sa Barangay Ginebra. Kirby Raimundo not really figure that all that well in the first half scoring-wise. Sunday Salvador hits Paybert with a TM3 ang inyong kakampi sa buhay. 8 points now for Sunday Salvador off the bench para sa Barangay Ginebra. Don't look now, but Ginebra with a 6-point lead. This would have to be the biggest spread in the game for Barangay Ginebra. Enrico Villanova gets it to fall off the iron shot. That's what coaches will always tell you. Go for it when you hear the whistle.
Possible three-point play for Enrico Villanueva. Watch this move by Villanueva. It's just pure power. And Alex Tresano failed to raise his arms in defense, and you know that's gonna fall for Enrico Villanueva. Possible three-point play. Kirby Raimundo trying to assert himself at the post, Ed, but what's happening now is that it's freeing up a lot of other Purefoods players because of the double teaming effort of Ginebra.
Enrico now has 10 in the game and going for his 11th marker. Gets it. 54-51, Barangay Ginebra lamang pa rin ang tatlo. Here in the third quarter, J.J. Helgerband with the leather. Gets it off to Mike Hoper. Artadi back to Helgerband. Open shot. No. At si Enrico Villanueva nakakuha na rebound kay Chico Lanete. Here comes James Yap. Out to Kirby. Open three-pointer. No. And Sunday Salvador has the rebound out to J.J. Helgerband. Helgerband in the front court. Not much movement around the Barangay Ginebra. Traveling on Sunday.
You know what's helping Ginebra maintain this lead is the inability of Purefoods to actually convert on their offensive sets. And it's going to be a problem right now for Purefoods because they may want to look for a James Yap. You know, he's very silent from the outside sniping or shooting of Purefoods.
Right. Meanwhile, Chico Lanete gets it over to Enrico Villanueva. Back to Lanete. Pumopos si Kirby Raimundo against Mike Hoper. And the Hoper is going to be called for the push.
That's going to be number 4 against Mike Hoper as Kirby Raimundo continues to ask for the ball at the post. You know what Mike Hoper can do is actually allow Kirby to receive the ball and ask for the double teaming effort coming from the weak side.
There's Chico Lanete. Again, Sunday Salvador looking at Kirby Raimundo versus Hoper. Going baseline, and he will draw the 5th personal of Mike Hoper.
And that's going to be the 6th team foul rather of Ginebra.
As he said, Kirby Raimundo has not really figured well in the offensive shock of Purefoods, but like Danny Francisco pointed out, he can always explode anytime. You got to watch out for him. 2:54 to go in the third quarter. We have a timeout. KFC, its finger looking good. Kirby Raimundo at the line. They're down by 2. In our first game this Sunday, kanina, talk and text, 1 over Red Bull, 103-93.
Career high game for Mac Cardona, I believe. 42.
Yeah. Big game for Mac Cardona. J.J. Hildebrand has it against Chico Lanete. And he pulls up good jumper. Kian Cristian. Ang inyong kakampi sa buhay. Hildebrand now has 10 in the game after scoring only 4 in the first half.
And it's enough to give Ginebra a 4-point lead. Ed, you know, for our televiewers, you can look at the numbers, and we are in the third quarter, so it's still a low-scoring ball game.
Kirby's open. And Rico Villanueva for the offensive. Oh, passed it to the wrong man. Actually, J.J. Hildebrand got in the way. Maatake na naman ang barangay Ginebra. Hildebrand. We're going to pick the Alex Cristiano. Eric Mike Hofer. Back to Hildebrand. Inside to Hofer. Hand off to Cristiano. Oh, he passes it in.
Almost a traveling violation for Alex Cristiano, but you know, he managed to get that ball in.
4 points now for Cristiano in the game. And Ginebra back to a 6-point lead. Kirby Raimundo still banging bodies with Holker. Almost a traveling call on Kirby Raimundo, but Aaron Aban seizes the opportunity. At nakakuha ng 2 points si Aaron Aban in the game.
And gives up a foul. It's a foul that you don't want to give, actually. Yeah, that's going to be the second personal foul of Aaron Aban. But you know, this guy, Aaron Aban, Coach Ryan Gregor, giving a lot of playing minutes to this Aaron Aban. He has only managed to score 2 points, but the minutes that he has played so far, so apparently Coach Ryan sees the potential on the defensive end.
Rebound din yan, but in their first meeting, nabanggit nga natin at the top of the coverage, Aaron Aban certainly doing a good account of himself. As you see, Junti Valenzuela, he's a tad slow now. Halatang hindi pa rin siya fully recovered. And Thomas Robinson gets away. And the Purefoods version of the fast break off transition. And the lead is cut down to only 2 with 46 seconds remaining in the third. Hildebrand. Aaron Aban, watched by Junti Valenzuela. Chico Lanete versus Sunday Salvation. Quick jumper by Chico. Alex Cristiano lost it. And Topex Robinson is smothered underneath the basket. I believe ni Topex malaki lang kayo.
Topex Robinson, 10 rebounds in this game. Eric Meng has 8. So again, Topex out-rebounding Eric Meng.
Meantime, Kirby Raimundo is starting to pick up his numbers here. And a possible 3-point play at that. There's Topex Robinson inbounding to Kirby, who immediately puts it up. At nakakuha pa ng foul, so a free throw in the offing here para kay Kirby Raimundo.
Easy, quick 2 points for Kirby Raimundo.
Hey, offensive board by Aaron Aban. Listen to something natin. Aban can do a lot of things on the hard court there. That's
even
why,
without scoring.
Yeah, that's why Coach Ryan Gregorio has, as you said, a lot of trust in him. 11 seconds to go in the third. Here's Aban. Don't want to take the shot. Robinson. Topex says, I'll take it inside against the big guys. That's what I like to do.
7 points now for Topex Robinson, and there's a foul given up by Lanete, I believe. Only 1.2 seconds left.
Well, he gets 7 points on Robinson to go with his 10 rebounds. Go figure. 1.2 seconds left in the third. Tied at 61. Alex Cristiano with 3-point shot. Konti na lang. And Alex Cristiano still punching the ring. after he saw that miss. Visibly disappointed with the ball for not going down. At the other 3 quarters of play, the issue is unsettled. You look at Coach John Chico urging his boys on, and Coach Ryan Gregorio at the sidelines. This is getting to be exactly what we hoped it would be, a classic battle between these two squads. Purefoods and Ginebra will have the last 12 minutes of regulation. Back here at the Cuneta Astrodome, Patricia is with Ronnie Magsanok.
That's right, Coach Ronnie. You know, this has been such a rough and tumble, close ball game with both teams playing really tight defense.
Well, there's no easy game here in the PBA, especially against a never-say-die team such as Ginebra. So if you want to beat them, we have to stay disciplined, we have to fight hard. And if you want to come out on top, physical game ang kailangan namin. So it's tough, but we have to overcome.
All right, like I said, fireworks. Back to you guys.
Well, that's the way it's been, and that's the way people expect it to be whenever Purefoods and Ginebra collide. And collide is the operative word here. It's Topex Robinson finds some space inside against Eric Mink once again. Sinusuki ni Topex Eric Mink.
Now he's beginning to get a lot of fans behind him because they can see that he's really challenging the big men of Ginebra. Ginebra must stay focused in this game.
And there's another little guy, Mackie Escalona from the corner. Ties it all up again at 63. You'll remember, of course, that Patricia did mention that Purefoods is gunning for a third place slot with a win here over Barangay Ginebra. And they were trying to escape from the shackles of the cellar. Topex Robinson, is that you? Is that really you? Classic. Chico Lanete. Here's Topex against Billy Memarel.
And he's getting a lot of support from his teammates, you know.
And you can see in the background the fans here are all smiles at the antics of Topex Robinson. But mind you, Topex is all business.
You know, you work hard, you get rewarded, and I think that's showing in the game of Topex Robinson this evening. Ed. He makes his first free throw. You know, he's got a total of 10 points so far to go with 11 rebounds, and probably he's out-rebounding guys like Kirby Raimundo or Bo Belga. You know, he out-rebounded Eric Mink, or so far he has out-rebounded Eric Mink in this game.
Well, Eric's not gonna like it, but that's the cold facts for you. Sunday Salvacion. Inside to Hofer, and Billy Memarel gets caught up with Topex Robinson.
So Purefoods also playing the zone. That's going to be number 2 against Topex Robinson. You know, the difference for both teams when they play the zone defense against each other is that Purefoods very good at sealing the players underneath, or the defenders underneath. Ginebra really doesn't know how to seal the players, their opponents underneath, Ed, and that's the reason why Purefoods allows them to just move around, because they know that they are not yet sealed, so they can outmaneuver the post players of Ginebra.
1 of 2 by Billy Memarel. Umaatake na naman ang Purefoods. We are tied again at 64. Topex sees an opening inside and a biting off more than he could chew. Mackie Escalona sidesteps, gets it back to Sunday. Salvacion misses the layup. Pero teka muna. Seems Bo Belga is going to be called for the foul. Medyo na-delay na konti yung tawag, kaya naglalagot itong mga taga-Purefoods eh.
That's going to be number 4 against Bo Belga.
Yeah.
And you don't want to lose focus, especially in this game. We're all tied at 64, 10 minutes to go. You just have to lay it on the floor, Ed, if you want to win this game. And
you can't afford to lose focus.
Yes.
Just can't get any closer. They're tied at 64 with only 10 minutes remaining in the game. Mackie Escalona, Junti Valenzuela. Back to Junti, to Mackie. Yeah! Pietros yan. Ang inyong kakampi. Teka muna, long 2 lang yata.
Long two.
Long 2 by Mackie Escalona.
But there's a mismatch there, Escalona against James Yap. So they're gonna look for that mismatch.
Malo sa James Yap. Up against Mackie Escalona. James Yap turns around. Yeah.
You know, just too easy for a James Yap. Somebody's got a double from the blind side.
13 points for James Yap. Tabla na naman at 66. Can't get it to drop. Ball goes out of bounds. And it's going to stay with Barangay Ginebra. Yes, it went off Rich Alvarez, actually. Oh. Okay. They changed the call. Okay, it goes to Purefoods. 9 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the ball game. Chico Lanete, magdala ng bola para sa Purefoods TJ Giants. Lumalabas na naman si James Yap. Again, he's got Mackie Escalona on him. James picks it up, and this is the shot. Cross-court pass to Sunday Salvacion. Ginty Venezuela inside. Pepe Raimundo taps it. And Chico Lanete brings it up for the TJ Giants. Lanete inside, sidestepping, move! And you look at how close this game has been with that 13 deadlocks, 15 lead changes. And, well, as we said, from the get-go, whenever these two teams collide, there's bound to be a lot of excitement, a lot of thrills. And yes, a lot of banging.
Lanete hitting his first free throw to break that deadlock at 66.
Assistant coach Ronnie Magsanok actually put it very well when he said that you can't just play patty cake on the hard court against a Barangay Ginebra. And you've got to be as tough as nails. Got to suck it up. 2 for 2 by Chico Lanete. Tabla na naman tayo. No, I'm sorry. It was actually Purefoods on top by 2 at 68-66. Helverbrand to Mamaril. Escalona looking at Billy. And there's the pick by Billy Mamaril. Escalona gets it off to Ronald Tubid. The Tubid against James Yap. Tubid is inside. Twisting shot is no good. Tip in. One more. Para kay Eric Mink.
It's the effort of the frontliners of Ginebra. Eric Mink getting that follow-up. A total of 9 points now for Eric Mink. So again, you know, Ginebra just trying to crash the offensive boards, trying to get those extra points.
Yeah. Whoa, there's a steal by J.J. Helverbrand. Another fast break pay for Barangay Ginebra. Mackie Escalona. Eric Mink, couple of pump fakes. And Mink with back-to-back baskets from underneath the basket. He's got 11 points. Is he trying to get back at Topex?
But Topex is not on the floor right now, you know.
I don't look now, but Barangay Ginebra has a 5-point lead at 70-65. James Yap. Cross-court pass to Chico Lanete with the shot clock rolling down. And, you know, Chico Lanete is making a habit out of this. TM3 ang inyong kakampi sa buhay. 8 points for Chico the man.
And that's the first 3-point basket of Purefoods in this quarter. They did not hit any 3-point baskets in the third.
Ryan Tubit can't get it back. Here comes Chico Lanete again. Being met by Mackie Escalona. Gets it off to James Yap. Rich Alvarez hammered by Billy Mamaril.
That's going to be number 5 against Billy Mamaril. No place to go but to just foul Rich Alvarez. Alvarez had the advantage over Mamaril in that particular play.
71-70. Purefoods up by 1. We have a timeout. We've got 6:52 to go in the game. Lamang pa rin ang Purefoods by 1 at 71-70, and Rich Alvarez can add on to that. with his free throw. That's good. 70-70. Samantala, narito natin Tokyo Rookie of the Game. None other than Bo Belga. He started off like a house on fire in this game. At sa kasalukuyan, medyo nagkaroon na ng problema sa fouls, but Bo Belga certainly has asserted himself in this ball game as our Tokyo Rookie of the Game. Mega Paborito Rookie. There are his numbers.
5 out of 8 field goal shooting for Bo Belga. He's an important player in this game for Purefoods. So, foul-wise, I think he will just have to play out this game.
Yeah, well, so let's see if he can get back and do his stuff and help out Purefoods. Meantime, J.J. Helderbrand. It's over for the TM3 sa kanyang kakampi sa buhay. And he puts Ginebra back on top by 1, 73-72. Helderbrand with 15 in the game. Rico Villanueva to Rich Alvarez, back to Rico. Inside the paint, Kirby. Yeah.
Purefoods big men beginning to assert themselves inside. Kirby Raimundo now with a total of 10 points to go with 5 rebounds.
And more lead changes in this game, Danny. It seems like we really have to get to the very end of this ball game to see who's going to finally make it as Billy Mamaril scores inside. And again gives the lead back to Barangay Ginebra. 5:36 to go. Janetta looking at Kirby, can't get it there. Rico Villanueva from top of the key, one-hander. Yes.
They have to force Rico Villanueva to release that ball. They're giving him the shot, but Villanueva opting to just attack the basket, which is netting him a lot of points.
13 so far for Enrico. A nice pass to Billy Mamaril from J.J. Helderbrand. And they get the easy 2. Ginebra by 1, 77-76. 4:55 remaining. There's a tap by Willie Wilson. And as Paul Artadi went for the break, Chico Lanete held him down. And this might be cause an advantage foul. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. So that's going to be free throws for Ginebra, and possibility for them to up this 1-point lead.
That's right. 77-76 Ginebra. We have this timeout. Anything harder than breaking out will be breaking in. Catch Prison Break. New season on CS9 every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Ay gabi, kaninyong talan diha sa Kananga sa Leyte. Labi na sa atong amigo diha ang Mayor Uling Codilla. Daghang kaayo ko ng nananaw diha sa Kananga. Ito, ang dami rin nating mga suki dito sa loob ng Cuneta Astrodome. Having fun, just like you and I.
And they're not even moving in their seats, so they know how important this game is. And they know that this game is very, very close as Paul Artadi misses his first free throw.
Samantala, yan naman natin mga kaibigan sa Sports Radio on PBS, the PBS network. Kung wala po kayo makuhang ma-access na TV set, of course, Sports Radio 918 kilohertz brings you the live basketball action for the PBA. On the advantage foul called, Paul Artadi makes one as you look at Commissioner Sonny Barrios with Chairman Eric behind of the Games and Amusements Board, of course, which oversees all the professional sports in the country. 4:48 to go. Sa nga pala, dun sa hindi pa nakakabalita, meron po tayong nawalang kaibigan. Attorney Butch Cleoco passed away yesterday at nasa Loyola Memorial Chapels po nakalagay ni Attorney Butch Cleoco. Guy we will all miss here in the PBA. 78-76, 2-point lead for Barangay Ginebra. Possession is with Purefoods. Kirby Raimundo working against Sunday Salvador. There's a double team. Raimundo tried to pass overhead, and Enrico Villanueva tried to beat the buzzer. is unsuccessful. Good defense played there by Barangay Ginebra.
Well, Kirby Raimundo, if he does not have the move in about a second or two, he will have to release that ball, because what's happening is that the ball stays with him for about 7 seconds, Ed, and what happens is that, again, a broken down play. James Yap has been silent here in the fourth quarter.
He hasn't had too many opportunities to score. Meantime, J.J. Helderbrand to Willie Wilson. Wilson spins. Misses the shot. Peter Maril gets the offensive board. Too big! Yeah! We have this. Aligang kakampi sa buhay. Ginebra is up by 5 points at 81-76 with 3 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the ball game, and Coach Ryan Gregorio sues for time. This is not going to his liking. And nakita natin kanina, off the nice defense that got Purefoods incurring a 24-second violation. Samantala, KFC delivery assist of the game. Helderbrand to Mamaril. Ayan po ang delivery assist of the quarter natin. Magpa-deliver sa KFC. Just dial 887-8888. KFC is finger licking good. So is this game. If you can lick it. But don't even try. Pero maganda talaga, no? Ha?
Yes.
And the crowd here at the Cuneta Astrodome understand that you can't leave the game with this much time, this little time remaining, because you can never tell ano mangyayari dito. So everybody stood up. Topex Robinson and Rico Villanueva. As coming out of the baseline is James Yap. Now against Wilson. Yap. Oh, his pass inside, picked off by Ronald Tibbet. There's the pitch. Sunday. Helderbrand is fouled.
It could have been a three-point play for J.J. Helderbrand. It's quite obvious that the momentum now has swung to the side of Ginebra, forcing Coach Ryan to bring in Topex Robinson, who actually brought the momentum back to Purefoods.
Ito, makita niyo yung pasahan, actually. J.J. Helderbrand just a bit short on that layup. We're trying to get the 2 points from the free throw line.
16 points now for J.J. Helderbrand. Remember, he started off the game with only 2 points in the first quarter, another 2 points in the second quarter, suddenly exploding in the third and in the fourth.
Samantala, Jonathan Fernandez has been sent in by Coach Ryan Gregorio. The Cherries fall, and this is the biggest lead for Barangay Ginebra. A 7-pointer at 83-76. A hurried shot there by Jonathan Fernandez, and Willie Wilson gets it over to Sunday Salvacion. Despite the harassing Topex Robinson, and Willie Wilson will pick up a foul from James Yap.
That's going to be number 2 only for James Yap, but again, a little bit frustration coming from the part of James Yap. Those touches are very limited, Ed, and it's really not helping James Yap, because he could easily explode. He's playing way below his average. He has got only a total of 13 points.
13 points, yeah. As he said, that can get very frustrating. Well, we know he's playing through pain, but that's what superstars are for. Helderbrand, no. Enrico off to Topex. Robinson met by Helderbrand. Out to James Yap. There's a looking shot for him. Kaya presyon ang inyong kakampi sa buhay.
Now a total of 16 points for James Yap, and that is what he needs. That's how he breeds the game, right?
Ronald Tibbet. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Topex Robinson caught holding down J.J. Helderbrand, and Purefoods now in the penalty.
Very, very unfamiliar territory for Purefoods, because in the first 3 quarters they were really not into the penalty situation, but this time around with 2 minutes and 29, and that's going to be sending a lot of Ginebra players to the free throw line.
Well, in a game that has been referred to as tough and physical, you know that when you get into the penalty, you're going to give up a lot of free throws. Helterbrand makes it a 5-point game, 84-79 Ginebra.
You just don't want James Yap to explode now, Ed. They're going to give a lot of picks to James Yap trying to get him his points.
There's James Yap. Just a little short there. They had a good line. His life is not very easy these days. Helterbrand has it as we go to the last 2 minutes of the game. Brought to you by Motorite of Matagalan. Helterbrand picked up by Turid. Turid goes up. And again, free throws for Barangay Ginebra. Number 3 on James Yap.
They have to make those free throws, Ed, just to make sure that they get a lot of space against a Purefoods squad. Still a lot of time, a lot of 3-point shooters coming from Purefoods. It's just a 5-point lead.
Well, aside from James Yap, Jonathan Fernandez is also the third to make the 3-point shot. And, well, it's only a 6-point lead, so marami pang pwede mangyari dito. Diyos maray na banggi sa Indogubus, mga tugang duman sa Bicol. Ed Pigson po, kasama si Danny Francisco here at the Planeta Astrodome. Leah Cruz and Patricia Bermudez Cesar giving us the insights. And another botched offense by Purefoods, and here comes Barangay Ginebra. Sunday Salvacion and Ronald Turid. They know that they've got time on their hands. And it's now down to 6 seconds on the shot clock. And J.J. Helterbrand looking up. What was that?
I think he got poked in the nose by Nico Villanueva. Unintentional on the part of Villanueva, because you know what happens is that every time you've got a player facing you who's doing the crossover, what you'd like to do is to stop the crossover by extending your arm in the middle part of his body just to make sure that he doesn't cross the ball over to the other hand.
Well, J.J. Helterbrand is really a very frisky operator. And when you got a player with a lot of movement and then you try to defend him, these things are bound to happen. Still, that gives a couple of free throws here for J.J. Helterbrand.
Looks like a technical foul was slapped against Freddy Raimundo.
Oh. Here's what happened. And gumagalaw si J.J. there. And he got it on the kisser. So he got the technical free throw in. He's got a couple more. Barangay Ginebra looking good at this point with 1:21 to go. And remember that Barangay Ginebra is looking to break a stream of losses. And the score now is 88-79. It's a 9-point lead for Barangay Ginebra. Let's go back. I'd like to remind you again that if you want to get the PBA game schedule, CS Space, PBA Space on to 2600. A minute and 8 to go in the game. At lamang ng siyam ang Barangay Ginebra. Like we said, it's going to be pretty tough for Purefoods to try and get this back, especially with that. J.J. Helterbrand scoring on another jumper. He now has 23 points, only scored 4 in the first half. And a big finishing kick here para sa Barangay Ginebra. And, you want to look snazzy? Go for Pierre Cardin. Makuha po niya sa Cinderella stores. Pierre Cardin for your shirts, suits, and ties, and what have you. And for shoes, you got to go Clark's. Clark's shoes, also at Cinderella outlets.
Rico corner. Labas. Kirby labas, James. Right again. Rico corner. Kirby labas. Labas. Ginebra, pagkapasa natin dito, umat lang tayo, hanapin ulit natin si James. James, you go inside. We're just gonna cut him down to maybe 6-5 at the end of the day. Alright? And then after that, we're gonna double everything. Double na lang tayo. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, go.
We talked about, or everybody was talking about defense all game through, and it looked like Barangay Ginebra's defense really held up in this game.
Well, they forced Purefoods into some 24-second violation, and the offense began to flow for Ginebra. Ginebra sitting on a 15-3 run in the last 4 minutes, and I think that was a telling story, that sudden spurt by J.J. Helterman.
That's correct. As we said, Helterman only managed 4 points in the first half, now has 23. Rico Villanueva inside, draws the foul. Rico Villanueva also had a superb game tonight, but all for a losing cause, it seems. Samantala, Billy Amaril picks up his 6th foul. He doesn't mind. With this game almost in the wraps for Barangay Ginebra. Certainly is a welcome development for the Gin Kings after, as we said, a string of heartbreakers.
Yes, and we talked about at the top of the coverage that J.J. Helterbrand can't do it all for Ginebra, but he was ably supported. He allowed the other players to shine during the first half, like Paul Artadi, guys like Ronald Tubid, Salvacion had those highlights during the first half. And when it was time for him to start scoring, he did deliver for Ginebra.
That's right. And Rico Villanueva only managed 1 of 2 free throws. J.J. Helterbrand gets it out to Ronald Tubid, half a minute to go. There's Helterbrand. Nice pass to Wilson. And this one is picked up by Sunday Salvacion. 24-second buzzer goes off. Ay mga kaibigan pala dyan sa Cafe San Marcelino, they've got a fundraising concert at Cafe San Marcelino in Manila. A lot of big-name entertainers having fun there for their fellow musicians. Okay, meron po tayong 22.9 seconds to go. We have a timeout. We'll be right back. We were hoping that the excitement and the thrill would go up to the last second of this game, but Barangay Ginebra apparently had other things in mind. At biglang pumutok si J.J. Helterbrand, as Danny Francisco mentioned, couldn't get his rhythm, couldn't get the touches in the first half, but finally found ways here in the fourth quarter. That's all they needed for the boost that got them this impending win. Aga pa ang Barangay Ginebra. They're up by 10, biggest lead in the game, which is actually the same winning advantage of Talk and Text earlier over Red Bull. Nanalo po ang Talk and Text over Red Bull by 10 at 103-93. And now Barangay Ginebra defeats Purefoods, upset of sorts, huh, Danny?
Yeah, it's going to bode well for Ginebra now that they've managed to get that loss off their backs. Now they've begun to learn how to win. So who knows, at the start of the second round, Ginebra, if they feel good about and confident about themselves, I see them moving up or higher the team standings, Ed.
Well, Junto Valenzuela is starting to get his basketball legs back, it seems. So that's another welcome development para sa Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings. Of course, Mark Aguilar is still in the States. Our best players, J.J. Helterbrand, and Leah is with him. Leah?
That's right, Ed. He's right here with me. All right, first question. It was a close ball game for most of the way up until a point in the fourth. What do you think was the deciding factor in this game?
I think our defense. We kind of controlled Kirby and James in the fourth, and we were able to hit our shots. So just very happy that we got this win.
All right, now you are the second best scorer in the league right now. What are your thoughts about this?
What'd you say?
You're the second best scorer in the league right now. What do you think about this?
I'm just trying to fill in Mark's position, trying to do the best I can until he gets back, and I just hope he gets well and gets back pretty soon so I can run the point guard position again.
All right, good luck and congratulations. Ed, Danny, back to you.
Thank you very much, Leah, and thank you for staying with us this Sunday evening. Two great games in the first game. Talk and text over Breadboard at 103-93, and in the main game, Purefoods winning over Barangay Ginebra Gen Kings 90. Barangay Ginebra winning over Purefoods 90